live. We're good. We are live now.
Alrighty. Hello, Facebook. Hello, everybody around the universe. Great to be with you all. We have got a very special guest coming up on episode 399 of 100 Not Out. Trav Bell, an unofficial welcome to 100 Not Out. How are you, legend?
Marcus, Damien, stoked to be here, guys.
Now, Damo, I thought before we actually hit record, probably we should ask Trav the most important question that we wouldn't ask on the episode. And I know you'll be really keen to know the answer. Trav, which AFL footy team, living in Ocean Grove, which AFL footy team do you support?
I don't know. I might about to be taken off the air if I answer. Okay, I'll give you maybe one of three guesses. Born in Ocean Grove. Grew up in Ocean Grove.
Maybe the Cats.
I think Geelong. Yeah.
There's this big gate at the front of Ocean Grove. Like if you don't support the Cats, you get kicked out.
You've got good lights in the ground. There's good lights for sure.
It's good. It's Cats all the way. With that being said, I'm more interested in surfing than the Cats, to be honest. So
that's it. Are you one of those surf coasters that really hates it when people say, what do you think of the Cats? What do you think of Danger, Gary? But you're like, can't we talk about the waves like football?
Gary's a legend, and we see a lot of the football players because a lot of them surf, and a lot of them live down in Torquay as well, and Jan Juck. So you see them out in the water a bit. It's always good to hassle out an AFL footy player and take waves off them. I remember Cameron Ling used to surf quite a bit, and that was always fun.
Cam Ling?
Yep.
Did you used to give him heaps on the water? You used to steal his waves?
Well, it's not hard. I mean, but no, you've got a lot of these half of them would come out. I get a lot of this. Half of people would come out and, do you know who that is? I'm like, no, I don't.
I just want to surf. Just let me surf.
Whatever. Get out of my way.
Very good. Very good. All right. Well, that's the extent of the footy chat because Damo and I, we love our footy, but we don't like to talk about it too much on our podcast because we know how much it would turn a large chunk of our listening audience.
We'll go from about 1 million viewers live to 4 or 5. And that's pretty much what happens.
With that being said, you see Ablett, you see young Gary around a lot in the local community, especially around Torquay and stuff. He's such a cool guy.
He is a cool guy.
And he's just an all round legend. Like my general manager for one of my businesses, he's good mates with him, and he's just an all round you can't pick any holes in him. He's just like an absolute legend guy. Not up himself, not just. Always up for a chat, So yeah,
it's always a big tick in my book. I love that. All right, well, Damo, if you're ready, I'll hit record.
Yep.
And away we go.
I'm good. Good to go. We'll just say hi to Summer. She said hi to us, so I noticed you wrote hi, Summer, and Pete's arrived as well. So we'll say good day to Pete too. Thanks, guys.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Welcome to episode 399 of 100 Not Out, a weekly show dedicated to helping you master the art of aging well. Marcus Pearce here with you, and boy, oh boy, this is the penultimate episode, not to episode 400, but to the great man, Dr. Damien Christoph's 47th birthday episode. Brother from another mother. How are you, DK?
Forgot about that. Thanks for the reminder, fella. Yeah, that's great.
You almost booked in a guest on your 400th episode / 47th birthday episode next week. I can't believe you almost did that.
I did, didn't I? Wow.
You did.
And that'll be the 400th. That's unbelievable. PC, it's great to be here with you. I love this. I look forward to it. I had a shocker at the golf course today. I'm going to blame the wind. And
you're a bit flat, aren't you?
So I am a bit flat, but I'll perk up. Trav's got an unbelievable shirt on. I love it. I love it a bit. So I reckon that's going to get me going. And we'll have a great chat. I think it's going to be awesome today.
Absolutely. We are thrilled to have, without a doubt, the world's #1 bucket list expert, Mr. Trav Bell. He is a self-appointed bucket listologist, helping people live their bucket list before it's too late, which is very much in the spirit of 100 Not Out. Trav's unique life engagement message wakes people up, stops Groundhog Day, and engages people to seek more fulfillment. He is the author of the soon-to-be-released book, The My Bucket List Blueprint, a TEDx thought leader, a globally recognized speaker on a mission to help 10 million bucket listers get this hashtag ticket before you kick it. Trav Bell, a massive 100 Not Out welcome. Thanks so much for joining us.
Man, stoked to be on. Very, very happy to be on. And yes, I put the shirt on for exactly the same reasons, mate. So you're welcome to 47. This is what happens. This is what happens.
If I look as good as you at 47, that'd be great. That'd be great.
You start wearing crap like this to make you feel young again.
We'll do.
A Hawaiian shirt next week or a cool casual short sleever. You got a couple of them, Damo. You got a good wardrobe.
Yeah, had I known, I probably would have done that, because I jumped out of my golf gear and just popped this extra polo. I just had another polo lying around, so I just thought I'll just pop this polo on. We'll be right. But had I known we're having dress up day, I would have put it on. It would have been fantastic. I was jealous of Trav's mohawk when he presented at the convention centre. He had this ripper mohawk. I think you said you were 42 at the time. I
got that when I turned 40. I actually got it like on my 40th birthday. We're not allowed to swear here, are we?
Yeah, you can a little bit. That's okay. Go for it.
That was my fuck you 40 haircut. So, and I literally got it, and so yeah, because it sort of personifies everything that I've done for the last sort of 10 years as the bucket list guy, is to kind of disrupt, is to what you really appreciate this. I did a gig, it would have been probably 3 years ago. Like, check this out. It was to the ASIC, Australian Investment and Securities Commission. That if you set up a company in Australia, you've got to go register for ASIC. So I went and did a seminar or a keynote presentation to their risk management division of ASIC.
You're exciting us too much.
Possibly the biggest nerds, the biggest box tickers, in Australia. And here I rock up in jeans. I dress like this sometimes, jeans, and I got the tats, and I had the haircut, and I'm like, I felt like a complete duck out of water. But that's actually where I add value is where speakers should add value, is they offer another perspective. They offer a disruption for that period of time. So it gets people thinking about their life, about their business, about whatever the problem is in a different way. And as speakers, as you know, you only get it maybe an hour or 45 minutes, maybe half a day to actually do that. So you've got to make a bit of an impression.
I love it.
I thought there was going to be more. I was waiting for a bit more. I was thinking, and then you met the CEO, and he offered you $250,000 for accounting advice or something like that, and that didn't happen. No, okay.
No, not at all. No, the whole idea is to
shake it up,
shake people up from their way of thinking, to get them to think in a more creative way about their life and their business, their family in that case.
Yeah, I love it. Well, you're a creative bloke, mate, and before obviously getting into this the bucket list space, you'd founded a chain and franchised a chain of personal training studios across Australia. And you're responsible for 2 million PT sessions, which is unbelievable. I reckon that'll make you tired. But tell us how you did that before we get stuck in the bucket list.
Yeah, so I did. I went to Vic Uni and did a phys ed degree over there, human movement degree. I was one of and in my third year uni. You love this. There was this guy by the name of Tony Hewitt. You may or may not know who Tony Hewitt is. He's a strength and conditioning coach, and he coached a lot of AFL. Or he did strength conditioning for a lot of AFL teams at the time, and he was doing this thing called personal training. This is like early 90s, and he was Daryl Summers' personal trainer, and he was getting paid like $200 an hour. And I'm like, I'm a boy from the coast, and he's training Daryl, and I'm like, he was like, Daryl was like Bert Newton, back in the day. It was just a TV god.
Yeah.
And so Hey was still on the air and blah blah blah, and so and this is pre-internet. and I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, I was a kid swimming teacher during for beer money during uni, and I'm like, $200 an hour. This is pretty cool. What do you do? And I just followed him around, and Tony said, yeah, do this, go to this convention. Da, da, da. So I started personal training in the my third year uni, and I set up my business, got one client. She referred in everyone in the English-speaking language and then some to my business. I grew it. My record was 63 one-hour mobile personal training sessions around Melbourne in a week, and I did that for probably 3 years. Then started bringing on more and more team. Got our first personal training studio in Swanstead in Richmond, and I believe just down from SEN. Where SEN used to be. I've been out of Melbourne for a while. And then founded and franchised a chain of personal training studios. We had 22 of them, about 300 personal trainers working under that brand and doing tens of thousands of clients and over 2 million personal training sessions. So that was the first business, yeah.
So what happened, Trav? Was there an epiphany? Was there a moment that now you're known as the bucket list guy? Did you burn out? Did something happen? I'd love to know where the bridge came between a nationally, successful PT, training studio to becoming the bucket list guy.
Yeah, there's always a breakdown before breakthrough, confusion before clarity moment, right? And I grew it into a monster. I'm quite creative, and I want to be everyone's mate and that sort of thing. And I became someone that I didn't like after a while, and lost people contact, and became a lawyer kind of thing and an accountant, and did all the things that I really wasn't my wheelhouse. But there was some kind of cancerous people within our network. There was a lot of egos, as you'd expect. There was, I'd crap going on in my relationship as well, and just became this downward spiral, and things got on top of me, and I really started to resent what I'd set up. And I had no one to blame but myself. So I slipped into a bout of depression as a result. And when I look at my depression compared to what I've heard since, mine was very mild. But, our own reality is our own perception is our own reality, right? So instead of going on heavy antidepressants, which was, as you know, is like a Band-Aid effect for a lot of people, and people are sleepwalking through their life, I wanted to get to the root cause of my psychology. And so I found myself in personal development courses, going to things on weekends, walking on fire, hugging it out when high-fiving it with strangers. You cry on my shoulder, I'll cry on yours. Learning all about, NLP, most importantly, positive psychology, all this sort of, if you put a course on back then, I would have run to the back of the room and bought the upgrade. Easy. But it wasn't until a mate of mine in one of these courses right sort of at the end, and I really did work through some stuff, but it wasn't until a friend of mine said, hey, Trav, why don't you teach this shit? That's literally what he said. And that actually helped me compartmentalize what I was going through. Right, I'm here, I'm spending all this money and all this time to go teach, because I love teaching. I'm an educator kind of by trade, and I love helping people, and that's one of my highest values, right? But I'm not happy just helping a handful of people. Even as a speaker, one to many from the stage, I want to actually, help a lot of people, and that's why I did the personal training in the way that I did. And so I put on a talk it was actually at the Footscray Bulldogs rooms over in Footscray, because I lived in Seddon at the time, over near Yarraville. And I nearly had to pay the 40 people to rock up, and I packaged in all the shit that I knew and all the stuff that I've been learning into a talk. It was shocking compared to what I do now, but I was nervous as hell. But for me at the time, it was also the big domino that I felt that I had to push over that affected a lot of areas of my life. So I put it on. About halfway through, I started sharing my list to do before I died. I'd always had one actually written down since I was 18. Now, this is 10 years ago that I did this seminar. A lot of people who were close to me, mates, didn't know this, that I had one of these little lists to do before I die. So I started sharing it, and I said, who else has got one of these lists to do before you die actually written down? I realised really quickly I was the only freak in the room. So I said, what the hell why are you earning money? Why are you building your business? Why are you excelling in your career? And quite often we get pay off the house, put the kids through school, do a bit of travel when I'm older. Yeah, I'm probably sicker. Like, that's it.
Yeah,
Fuck.
exactly. Yeah.
So that's it. That's your goals. And most people don't even write their goals down, right? So if you, and fun fact, that if you actually write your goals down, you've got a 42% more likelihood of them actually manifesting. So you might as well write them down, let alone a bucket list. So I started sharing all the shit that I've done, all the shit that I want to do, and what gave me a real sense of hurry up and get out of bed in the morning and make decisions and go for it. This has always been my true north that I recalibrated on. So, and at the end of it, it inspired some people. At the end of it, Joe, one of the clients in the room, said, how's all this list to do before you die stuff? It's like a bucket list. You're like the bucket list guy. I went, light bulb moment, went home and registered the bucketlistguide.com. Better yet, I was on the Google machine and I'm like, who's like the Mac Daddy? Who's like the king of bucket? Who's like the expert in the world? Oh, look, no one. Fuck it. I'm going to call myself the world's #1 bucket list expert. And I did that, and here we are.
That's so great. That's so great. I think
no one else is doing it.
Oh, that's awesome. I think it's great. Well done. Self-appointed, and it's it's definitely it's worthwhile. The bucket list thing is very interesting. We've got and in your TED talk back in 2016, you quoted some ages that men would die at around 77, women would die at 83. I think men are closing that gap. In fact, just the other day, I think men made it to 80 now, which is really good. Our audience, they're gunning for 100. So I take solace in that because I'm gunning for 100. So I haven't yet made it halfway, which is great. And when I look at my little squares, I've still got 53 left. If that's what I'm going to get to, which is really good. From a bucket list perspective, I hear a lot of people go, "Oh, I'm going to put that on the bucket list." Oh, that's a bucket list thing to do, but they don't actually have anything written. Like they might just pay lip service to it. Just go, "Oh, that's a bucket list thing. That's a bucket list thing."
100%.
But what's for me? There's no benefit in just saying it. Like, should you write it down?
Oh, 100%. Because here's the deal, right? And the bucket list has actually got a negative connotation. Because you look at the bucket list movie, Jack Nicholson, Morgan Freeman, the movie's shit.
I love the movie.
I know, but
I'll cry.
I place my whole career on it, and it's because it's about two blokes that get given a use-by date, and then they go write a bucket list.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, dickhead, go and do this shit before you get given the use-by date, right? That's why I exist, is to help wake people up before they get given the use-by date. At the end of the day, we don't know how much time we've got left. The problem is that we're so busy on our to-do lists that we forget about our bucket list until it's too late. It's funny, when people get given a cancer diagnosis, and I call it out, I'm not a motivational speaker, I just talk about reality here, but when people get given a cancer diagnosis, suddenly they've got all the time in the world and they've got the resources to make that stuff happen. It's like, dickhead, too late. So what we've got to do, it's a consciousness exercise of actually separating our daily to-do list from our bucket list. We are so busy being busy. It's like this weird badge of honor that we use on a day-to-day basis.
Humble brag.
It's like, how are you, mate? Oh, I'm busy as a one-armed drummer. What are you bragging or complaining? Like it's stupid, but all we have to do is separate, actually write stuff down on a bucket list, separate it from our daily to-do lists, and start taking action on it. Because, one of the things that I'm quoted for quite a bit is a bucket list is a tangible life plan where our career plan or our business plan should fit into our life plan and not be the other way around. So this really brings home that work to live principle. It's not about work-life balance or anything like that. It's not even about a bucket list. It's about how a person reverse engineers every aspect of their life in order to make this stuff come to fruition. And it's the growth of them on that journey towards these self-imposed destinations. But more importantly, and this is what I want to get your crew to get excited about, this bucket list concept is about the person that exists on the other side, the person that you do not know yet. And that's what I want to get, inspire people to get curious about what they can really do before their time is up. The bigger version of them. That's called our potential. And, when people experience more of their own potential, it puts a smile on their face. It makes them happier. That's the meaning of life, right? And so, by the way, underlying all this bucket list stuff that I've talked about for the last 10 years, it's all based on positive psychology. It's, positive psychology, if you don't know already, is the science of happiness, the psychology of happiness, and helping people experience more meaning, fulfillment, and purpose and gratitude before their time is up. All right? So don't wait until it's too late. Write this shit down.
This is what I love. You've spoken about the to-do list, and I'm someone. I've got my to-do list, right here for the day. But I think what you're saying, Trav, and this is
same.
Yeah, it's really important, is that the to-do list has to be a really bite-sized piece of the bucket list. So for you, and we'll talk about your acronym, the My Bucket List, in a moment. Yeah. But, if on your bucket list you want to meet Michelle Obama, or you want to meet Oprah, or in your case, Tim Ferriss or Branson, what's on the to-do list that actually helps you? Are you emailing Ferriss? Are you sending them a message? Yeah,
you're stalking him. So no, what you've got two types of goals, right? You've got two types of goals. One type of goal is called an achievement goal, and another type of goal is called a habit goal. All right, an achievement goal, and you'll love this. An achievement goal is where you can get to the end and you go, tick it before you kick it. That's and I've done that. I've climbed the mountain. I've done the marathon. I've done the skydive. And that's what we give to all of our people around the world. Tick it before you kick it. And so that's like done. That's the bucket list. That is an end achievement goal. But a habit goal is drinking 4 liters of water per day, exercising every day. And those habit goals can lead to an achievement goal. You know what I mean? Just writing stuff down on your daily to-do list can contribute towards your bucket list. But essentially, you'd be surprised. We run programs all around the world. You'd be surprised if you just concentrate your energy. This whole bucket list thing seems like a big esoteric kind of goal set exercise, but if you really boil it down and you say, okay, well, I want to run a marathon. That's on my bucket list. Dude, what's the first thing you've got to do? You just enter it. Like, it's not that unachievable. You just enter the fucking thing and but you need that concentration of energy and attention, and I dare say some internal motivation, external motivation. Concentrate pressure on that goal, and it's amazing how people really adapt. And it's not a matter of resources; it's a matter of resourcefulness. If a bucket list item, like any goal, has got a big why attached to it, they say your why is going to make you cry. But if it's got a big why, the how will work itself out. It's as simple as that.
I like it. Yeah, I love it, Trav. So good. Trav, there's an acronym for My Bucket List. Obviously, if you say that word slow enough, you'll spell out the letters. But I reckon we can go through that and just help people think about what sort of things could be in their bucket list. I don't think many people would be stuck with that, but I think it's such a great acronym. You've done a great job with that one. Well done.
Yeah, I created it to help people go north, south, east, west in their own brain and help them extract and articulate a personally meaningful and holistic bucket list, because most people's lists are all about travel, which we do. It requires a lot of time and money, right? And doesn't happen until later on. So travel bucket lists are essentially a delayed gratification exercise. I'll be happy when syndrome. I'm waiting for the perfect time or some day to come around, which ain't a day of the week. I want people to be happier now, because the rate of depression is going through the roof. The rate of anxiety is going through the roof. The overprescription of antidepressants is going through the roof. Suicides, youth suicides, even worse with COVID. And more importantly, and I was about to do a talk before COVID to RMIT, to 800 people at RMIT before this broke, on a thing called the loneliness epidemic. It's a real thing. Google it. The loneliness epidemic. It's the adverse effect of social media.
Yeah.
So the mental health of the planet is in such a bad way. We don't even know. It's in such a bad way, right? So this acronym helps people be happier now. Helps instant happiness. And I'd rather them get instantly happy. I'd rather them use these positive psychology principles to get happier now rather than going on antidepressants. So you got three. So real straight up, we've got 3 lists, right? We've got our future bucket list, which is, I'll get into the acronym in a second. We've got a reverse bucket list, which is all the shit you've done in your life up until this point. All right. And that's a really big gratitude exercise. And you've also got a third list. So we've got the future list, the reverse bucket list, and also the third list. And that's your fuck it list. Your fuck it list. So when I go out and speak, I didn't do it on the TED Talk, but normally when I go out and do a keynote, it's like I've got this, video clip, and it's like a Red Bull commercial, like surfing waves and doing this and all extreme stuff and jumping off things and to my favorite song. It's a bit extreme, and here I am in different parts of the world. And I know that, people in the audience imagine a bunch of accountants at a business breakfast just going, fuck all that. I don't want to do it. I'm like, guys, you don't have to, it's not a comparing mine against yours or mine's bigger than yours. I know that half of you don't want to do that shit, and that's fine. But the bucket list blueprint allows a person to be very individual. So let's go. My bucket list. So M stands for meet a personal hero. Who do you want to meet before your time is up? Y stands for, and that could be an author, sports star, meeting Tim Ferriss. I actually had lunch with Tim Ferriss at the Crown Casino, meeting Sir Richard Branson. And I'm sure I was on his bucket list as well.
Not anymore. He's ticked that box. That's right. That's good.
Yeah,
That's
done. Yeah. Hey, Trav. Piss off, Rich.
Leave me alone.
The bucket is, the Y is your proud achievements. When we get to 100, what do we want to look back on the timeline of our life and be really proud of? Doing the TED Talk was one for me in front of 2,000 people that Jeff shed there. And I ticked that off. If you've seen that, it's called Life's Too Short by Trav Bell. Tick that off in front of 2,000 people. And it was, if you look at it, at about 4 minutes through, Damien, I'm starting to just go,
you got a bit dry.
Oh, mate, I was so nervous. And me, I run around like an idiot on stage normally, and you got to be on a 3x3 red dot.
Yeah,
and,
I noticed. Yeah,
four cameras on me.
It's like it being caged for you. I watch you walk around and
struggle. Yeah,
worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Worst thing ever. I was cage monkey. So, but become, what's your proud achievements? I literally run a program this morning, and someone achieved something on their bucket list that fitted into this category, and that is to be debt free.
Yep.
Designing and building your own house, getting a certain level, winning a community award, getting another level of education.
Mm-hmm.
B, buy that special something, whether that be for yourself or for someone else. And this brings in the reward system that us entrepreneurs especially don't do very well. So we've had a lot of people buy things for themselves and for others. And that might be seen as selfish, but this is also a self-leadership exercise, and it really does show the example to your kids as well. Buy that special something. That's the only materialistic part. U stands for ultimate challenges. What are some physical, mental, intellectual challenges that you can set for yourself? So one of the big ones for me, I entered the Melbourne Ironman triathlon, not even owning a bike, and was the first actual triathlon. I grew up as a swimmer, so that was all covered, but I didn't even own a bike, and I entered the Melbourne Ironman. So when the why is strong enough, because that was the second thing I ever wrote on my to-do before I die list. So I entered, did all right, lost 6.5 kilograms during it.
Wow. Gee whiz.
And I finished straight on the IV. I just absolutely in the massive hurt locker. But
Wow.
At the end of the day, ultimate challenges. Kokoda was another one. And a lot of people have done that. And here we are on Remembrance Day. That was awesome. But, I'm doing one at the moment. And these are just examples, not to go, oh, look how good I am or anything like that, but just as an inspiration. Reading 52 books in a year is one that I'm doing right now. And the books have become like getting smaller and smaller as the year goes on. I'm looking at
the four agreements.
Never thought that Mr. Tickle could be so good. Hey.
Oh mate, Mr. Men books. Oh, they're Mr. Men books. They're just like I started off with fucking War and Peace, and I finished off at Mr. Tickle. I challenge done, guys. Well done.
Oh, that's so good.
Just pick myself. Um,
Oh,
ultimate
dear.
challenges. C, conquer a fear. On the other side of your bucket list is a you that you don't know yet. So this is, everyone overcoming the different fears. A lot of it is public speaking. A lot of people have got public speaking. They'd rather be in the box than give the eulogy, as the joke goes.
You were a nude model. Go
Yeah.
on, tell everyone. Your fear conquering mission was nude model.
So yeah, I grew up as a swimmer, so I'm all comfy in speedos in the smugglers. But quick fun fact, I was dared to be a life drawing. We don't say nude model in the game, Marcus. That's really us. We don't say nude model, mate. It's so amateur of it. Say life drawing. Life drawing someone. Anyway, fuck it. Yes, I was dared to be a life drawing model for an art class in my local area. Now, so some tips, and I did it, and it was crazy. They even paid me $50, so I felt like a cheap whore after this.
Well, you got paid to do one of your bucket lists. That's you've nailed it. Like, how good's that?
Don't.
Tick.
Didn't claim on taxed. Don't tell anyone.
Tick. Unbelievable.
So the point being is if you, and I know you're writing this down, guys, be a nude model for an art class.
I literally did. I put it down.
Oh mate, it's full on. So you derobe. You derobe, and I had 10, 12 easels in front of me with people behind them, and there's. And you derobe, and you just like, yep, you got your tackle out, and you're standing there super awkward. Number one, Marcus, is
do it in summer.
Don't do it in winter.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, right.
They actually had heaters in the room.
Yeah, good.
And I'm like, grab the heater off the.
I think I'm blushing. I'm in my office fully clothed, and I'm still blushing.
Number two, don't do it in the art studio that's next to the coffee shop where you get coffee every single morning. Don't do that. Where the true story, cannot lie. Where the gay barista who serves you coffee every morning just so happens loves art too.
Right.
Just so happens and let's just say from there on, I get a little bit more sugar in my coffee, if you know what I mean. Every morning. Number three is I do not lie. Number three is make sure you're the only person doing it on the night.
Oh, no competitions.
Fun fact. No, I'm 5 minutes into my thing, thinking I've got the crowd here. They're all in art mode. I'm cool. I'm a little bit more relaxed. In comes a chick, younger and hotter. Right? Yeah. I'm thinking she's gonna get behind an easel. I'm cool with that. Nah, strips off.
Oh.
It comes and stands right fucking next to me.
Oh no. Gee whiz.
And I'm like,
oh, Trav, far out.
No
I can
shit.
feel.
No shit.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sweating just thinking about it.
Yeah.
So,
me too. I've got sweaty palms. Unbelievable. There's no way I can hit a golf stick right now. I couldn't do it.
Try being me. So
Trav, I'm feeling for you. Far out.
Check this out. So I'm going, don't fucking look, don't look. So, that brain, the other brain took over. Oh, fuck.
Now you're in trouble.
And now I'm in trouble. All right. So I've had to literally channel all the psychology shit that I've learned over the years, the positive, the NLP stuff, and just channel it all to just say talk down, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It was
and so number 4 would be, the fourth rule would be to make sure that your schedule's clear the next day. Because obviously that would have worked well for you, I reckon, Trav. No problems.
I'm very focused life model.
Oh, dear.
So anyway, C, Don't put it on. C, conquer a fear.
K.
And then what? K, kind acts for others.
Yes.
So this kind acts for you can do for other people. E, express yourself. This is the creative side of you. So we've had people, write books, write songs, write pieces of music, children's books. Even a guy wrote a gangster rap song. We've got people have launched blogs, video, YouTube channels, et cetera, as an expression of themselves. Express yourself. I had 5 ladies in an insurance company go and do crocheting classes together.
That's the spirit.
No judgment. It's really cool.
Yeah.
So E, what are we up to? E, T.
T.
Take lessons. What are some skills you want to learn before your time is up?
Yep.
Language, guitar, musical instrument, whatever it is. I learnt fly fishing as one of mine things.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like I was always wondering what the hell they're doing with, so I learnt it.
Did you catch a fish?
No.
No.
At
least you can do it in the park. That's good.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I can do that. Yeah. L, leave a legacy. So going into 100 not out. So leave a legacy. How do you want to be remembered after you're gone? 1 year, 5 years, 50 years after you're gone. What sort of real impression do you want to make before your time is up? And that gets people thinking in such a cool way. And then polar opposites is I, and I stands for idiotic stuff.
My favourite one.
Yeah. That looks like fun. I wanted to bring that up. I wanted to change your acronym to get right up to the top with that one. So I might do it the reverse.
Oh, you're going to go Siltec.
Yeah, Siltec
QB.
Me.
I idiotic stuff, because here's the thing: when we, I say people are dying at 40 and being buried at 80. You guys know this? There's so many people just on Groundhog Day walking, just sleepwalking through their life. They get the mortgage, they get the 2.3 kids, and they're just a statistic.
Yeah.
70% of people are like that. Yeah. It's full on, and I don't have to tell you guys this, but it's not until, and that's why we have midlife crisis. I'd like to offer this as a midlife awakening for your viewers and your listeners, and honestly, stop being so serious. Like, life's about this whole thing's meant to be fun, right? So I know there's a 21-year-old backpacker still in you, even at 47. And you got to have fun, and it's funny.
That's just because I had gluten last night, mate. That's it's not. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
The point is, people do need to recalibrate on how much fun, how much adventure they're having in their life, or are they?
So yours was smoke a Cuban cigar in Cuba, which you did. What are some of the good ones? Like, what are some of the others?
I'm a 4 times hospitalized asthmatic. That's the dumbest thing ever. I felt like shit for 2 days afterwards, but I was in Cuba. I tried to look cool. But you've got, people, I ran a program this morning and people do some really cool stuff. Someone's going to, this is literally all the actions that people took in a program that I ran this morning. We did So, someone's going to the Highland Games with their friend. The Highland Games, the caber tossing.
Yeah.
Someone did their first TikTok dance. She's quite young. A lot of people go to Comic-Con dressed as their favourite character. There's a whole bunch of fun stuff that people do. There's no judgment. Here's the thing: it's so individual. It's not about comparing mine against yours.
Yeah.
S, satisfy a curiosity. This is the category that gets a little freaky. What do you want to taste, touch, smell, experience, feel before your time is up? I had 4 ladies in a company in Mexico City. I think it was another insurance company that one of our coaches led, and they'd never smoked pot before. No, middle-aged ladies, and they'd never smoked pot before. They literally organised. They got a a dealer, I guess, and they
Next
went
door
and smoked
neighbour
pot together
over there.
because they
Yeah.
yeah.
The guy at the milk bar. Yeah.
Tableau up the road.
That's pretty easy over there.
Pretty easy, apparently. Damien knows.
I've heard. I've heard. I watched Netflix as well. Like I know.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
It's all real. It's all real. I know. But at the end of the day, this is what opens people up to being really curious about their life, and it's a really exciting category, this one. And it's the weird foods and the experiences that you want to have around the world, and even locally. And this falls into the next category, which is which is travel adventures, which cost a lot of time, a lot of money and stuff. But recently, and what I said on SEN was, this is lately we've seen people be a tourist in their own hometown first, and people are enjoying Victoria, enjoying Australia while we can't fly. And so if bucket lists were all about travel, we'd be screwed. But people have taken up, online courses and launched, podcasts and done blogs for the first time and failed forward into technology. And I think it's been a really innovative and exciting time where people have just adapted and honestly recalibrated, taken a big, deep breath in and recalibrated on their happiness, and the whole work-life blend is what I call it. The work-life blend, or that definition of this new normal, is changed forever. So hopefully change to the advantage of each person, and they're going to live happier lives.
Yep, 100%. I am looking forward to the year 2050 when we can travel internationally again, though. We've got Icaria and Sardinia to get to, and I think by year 2070 they're going to open up parts of America again, and by 2100 we might have international travel back on full steam ahead.
Yeah, America looking me speak at their gigs next year, and I'm like, you're dreaming.
So we've got M for meat, Y for your proud achievements, B for buy that special something, U for ultimate challenges, C for conquer a fear like nude modelling, K for kind acts for others, E for express yourself, T for take lessons, L for leave a legacy, I for idiotic stuff, also known as fun if that word doesn't sit with you, S for satisfy curiosity, T for travel adventures. Trav Bell, we normally go for 20 minutes. You have given us double the fun in one episode of 100 Not Out. We cannot thank you enough for sharing your wisdom and your insights with us on 100 Not Out today.
Mate, I look forward to the selfies. I look forward to the video, the GoPro footage that you're going to be providing me and the listeners and the watchers and Facebook at large on all of your social media channels, in fact, of your life drawing experience.
Well, the thing is, up here in Byron Bay, Trav, it's kind of par for the course.
Actually not.
It's every day. He just goes down to the local cafe.
Go to the beach.
Yeah,
Goes to the beach.
You see half your neighbours there with nothing on.
He sees his Brewster every day. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, you got to have a beard.
Now, for all of our listeners and viewers, Trav, I want to give you a bit of live feedback. Loz Michelle, she's seen your wonderful TEDx Melbourne talk, and she said, I have a bucket list after your TED talk. So that's just from one of our loyal viewers and listeners. So she's one of the 150,000 odd that have seen that TED talk on YouTube. If you haven't, this has been a very small pricey, but make sure you go and watch that. More importantly, go to thebucketlistguy.com. You'll soon be able to order Trav's upcoming book as well, the My Bucket List Blueprint. Trav's on the socials, Instagram, Facebook. He's Insta famous, but more than anything, he is. You are, mate. I saw you lifting some heavy weights the other day. It's like, wow.
They weren't that heavy. They weren't that heavy.
But in all seriousness, Trav, we've absolutely loved this conversation. And as we like to wish every single one of our guests, Trav Bell, may the rest of your life continue to be the best of your life.
100%. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Damo,
Thanks,
thank
Trav.
you as always for your wisdom. Great man.
Thank you, Piercy. Great get. Well done. Trav is entertainment. And for those people who are listening, right, and you didn't get a chance to see Trav's shirt, you've got to actually somehow log on to Facebook, jump onto Facey, get a bit of the shirt, and it's good. It's a goodie. I like it.
Well, the thing about Trav is he carries it well because let's be honest, he's got a good rig. He can do what he likes.
Yeah.
47 in that nick,
47.
Trav. You should be very impressed.
Surfing every day.
That'll be.
Try painting it.
All right, better love you and leave you, folks, because we'll keep on cracking on here. For more about Damo, head over to DamienChristoff.com, myself, MarcusPears.com.au. And until next time, continue to make the rest of your life the best of your life.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Now, hang on, Trav. Facebook's still going.
Yes, Pete Lennon reckons that 40 minutes is way better than 20. He reckons that 20 minutes is for wusses. Why didn't you give us that feedback ages ago, Pete? You know,
We've
you've
only
been
done
keeping
399 20-minute episodes.
How about that? 399 20-minute episodes, and you tell us now. Unbelievable. Thanks.
Well,
thanks, Pete. Thanks for the feedback.
400 episodes. That's epic.
Yeah, you've got some big ones. Yeah, 400 next week. Damo, the day before Damo's 47th birthday. It's quite fortuitous that a 47-year-old comes on before your 47th birthday, Damo.
How about that?
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
This is what you can become.
I'm busting. I just want that bit up there. Like, if I can get that. I thought when you had yours, I thought I could probably grow this bit out like that and then leave the strip down the middle. And
You look like the guy from The Prodigy.
like a yeah, exactly, exactly. Or Krusty the Clown, one of the two. Like either, yeah, either.
All right. Well, let's finish up the Facebook Live. Thank you to everyone that's come on. Ravi's in there. And
Matty
Matthew
Doyle's popped in
Doyle.
too. Matty Doyle.
Matty Doyle's there.
Been
Wendy
cool.
Adams says, my bucket list, this is a head deep and meaningful, my bucket list is to get my life back. Wendy's had a bit of a tough time lately, so definitely, Wendy.
Come on, Wendy. Come on,
We're
Wendy.
here with you, sweetie. We love you, Wendy Adams. You're going to get this life of yours back. Loz Michelle is wetting herself. Thanks for the visual, Loz. She's also said best ep ever.
She's doing
That's
a
good.
nude painting right now, I bet. No doubt. No doubt, Lozzie. We know.
That's what happens. That's
Yeah.
what happens.
I'm wetting myself too. My eyes are definitely watering. This has been some of the best fun we've had in a long time. Trav, thank you. Damo, thank you. Facebook, thank you. And we'll see you for Damo's 47th birthday episode next week. 400 not out.
Bang.
Ooh.
400 not out. Woo. Unbelievable. Thanks, Trav. See you, MP. See you later,
Cheers,
everyone.
guys.
See you guys.
Catch up.
Bye-bye.